Hey everyone, welcome to Mirror List Monday here on the Eat Sleep List YouTube channel. My name is Matt Johnson, your host, and with my favorite holiday coming up this Friday, being the 4th of July, I want to discuss the reasons why I am proud to be an American. And I know it can be difficult at times, but I hope by the end of this episode you can think of or find some pride to live in this country of ours. Let's make a list. I can already hear the audible groans from the other side of the camera. People are going to see that I'm in this shirt or posted this video with the title or see the thumbnail that I'm using to promote this video. And there's going to be some disgust. There's going to be some queasy stomachs and perhaps some vomiting in the mouth. All right. It is what it is. And people will not even give this video, in my words, a chance. Some of you may even hate watch this. Click on it just to see and pray that I screw up and say something bad that they can use against me. And for those that are here for those kind of intentions, thank you for the click. Now, for those who are here who want to hear my opinion on this specific topic, all right, want to listen to what I have to say and hear with an open mind and an open heart, I thank you. For this, and not only just this video, but every single video, but specifically this one because it is such a touchy subject. Being proud to be an American is a challenging bit sometimes. We have been fed the idea that if we do everything right, if we do this, this, and this, we will get to experience the American dream. And more often than not, the American dream has been a American nightmare. There's been a lot of disappointment, a lot of shortcomings, a lot of unfulfilled promises, and just a lot of just despair when it comes to living here. All right, I'm around a lot of people who love to promote how much they hate being here and how disappointed they are here all the time. I am around people who can't wait for the 4th of July to say how they're not celebrating the 4th of July. They have to tell everybody in their social media bubble about it. And I understand all of that to a certain degree. I do. This country is not perfect. All right, not by a long shot. But in all seriousness, what country is? All right. I'm trying to focus on the good. Because I think despite all of the bad that America has endured, has done, there is a lot of redeemable qualities. All right. And when I talk about being proud to be an American, my pride does not stem from elected officials. All right. People who've held on to some of them, people who've held on to power for far longer than they should have. My pride does not come from people who come in and campaign on big promises, big goals, changing America, because more often than not, those people don't achieve what they set out to do. A lot of their campaigns, their political runs are disappointing, and just fall short, and leave you without faith in the American political system. My pride to be an American does not come from big mega corporations, big pharma, big tech, all right, or these upper class billionaires who I will give, props for. They use the system, to the best of their ability, and some of them are legitimate success stories. All right, I will never fault them for that, but regardless, they are not the reason why I am proud to be an American. And I sure as hell am not proud to be an American because of our media. All right, our televised media, whether it's from the left or the right, whether you're a diehard Fox News fan or a diehard CNN, ABC, NBC, MSNBC fan, whatever you decide to watch, whatever you turn on at the end of the night to get your fix, or whether you're clicking on clickbait news articles from them on your various social media sites or getting your talking points from them. I am not proud to be an American for any of those. My pride for being an American is from people. All right, it's from the people I get to wake up every day and spend time with. My wife, my son, my brother and sister, my mom and dad, cousins, aunts, uncles, grandparents, friends, co-workers, acquaintances, passerbys. My pride for America comes from them. All right, and getting to share life with these people every day in some way, shape, or form. Because we're all that we have. And that's why it's so sad to see America as divided as it is. We get roped up into these emotional debates about various topics. We get wrapped up in divisive politics. We each feel the need to, I'm a Democrat or I'm a Republican. I've played that game before. It's not good. I've been passionately Democrat and fiercely Republican. And I can tell you that there's no winning when you play that game. I identify as an American. And when it comes to the 4th of July, my pride in that holiday is probably 10 to 15% being proud, first and foremost, of being an American, all right, and all the good that it has done in the world. But the rest of it is about being with people. I look forward to the 4th of July every year because it is a extra opportunity to spend time with my family, immediate and extended. We go over to my uncle's house every year, and I pray. I'm not a religious man, but I pray that the weather is good every single year. All right, because if it isn't, it crushes my soul. But we go there. We eat food together. We play games together. Cornhole specifically. It's a family tradition. And we spend quality time together, which, as we get older, is becoming, few and far between. And at the end of the day of all this quality time together, we get to sit around a fire and watch fireworks together in my uncle's massive backyard. And I love the 4th of July because of that. I want to focus on the good because enough people focus on the bad. Enough people are so zeroed in the bad that they can't see the positive things of living in this country. All right, the good aspects, because there are some, despite what social media will tell you every time you log on to your Facebook accounts or you hop on the old X or Twitter, whatever you decide to call it, there is good. All right, there are plenty of reasons to be proud to be an American. The advances in civil rights, the human rights, the science, technology, and so much more. We've come a long way in our nearly 250 years of existence, and I can sit here today, and I hope that you can as well. That there is a reason, there is some element of pride when it comes to saying that, hey, I live in America. Lessons from the list for this one, it's a little tricky because I don't want to preach too much. I don't want to tell anybody how to think when it comes to this specific topic because that's how we get into the issues that we have today. But what I can suggest is we cannot lose our identity as Americans. We need to stop saying, hey, I'm a Republican or hey, I'm a Democrat. It doesn't work. We got to stop adding the word tard onto how we talk to each other. All right, calling each other libtards, Trump-tards, snowflakes, and all the variety of name calling. It's this one-upsmanship that never seems to end is not good for anybody. And I know it seems emotionally like necessary, but we're never going to heal. You're never going to get somebody to see your point of view on things, or even compromise to see even a fraction of your viewpoint on things, to meet in the middle and find some agreement with the name calling, with the nonstop insults, with it's bad. And this is why, again, I hate social media so much, because people get so worked up when discussing America, pride to be an American. People get so worked up. It's because of the noise. It's because of the constant noise that is always on. The clickbait articles, the links, the fake news from both sides. It happens on both sides. And, like, don't fall for it. Come together. Be good to each other. And stop isolating from people who disagree with you completely. I hate when I hear, read, or watch stories of people who won't talk to family members or longtime friends over politics, over political issues. It's gross. It's ugly. It's unfortunate. And if you really feel the need to do so, I mean, I can't tell you how to feel. You do what you got to do. But it's the more we isolate from each other, the worse the divide is going to get. And it will never, ever heal. And maybe some people don't want it to heal. I certainly know that the media does not want it to heal, because attention and stirring up drama equals money and revenue. And it's the way that the media is. It's really sad. But the strength of this country, the strength of being an American, it comes from us being united, right? United we stand, divided we fall. And most of my best friends are people who disagree with me politically or various ideologies. I'm in the middle. I can see the good and bad from both sides. And some people can't emotionally handle that. It breaks their brain. All right? Americans, love each other. Compromise. Converse. Be good to one another. All right? This country is never going to heal if we keep pushing each other away. If we keep identifying each other by what political party you're aligned with, or religion, or various other titles and divisive categories. It's never going to get better. Be good to each other. Love each other. Be proud to be an American. All right, here it is, the moment of truth. My top 10 reasons that I am proud to be an American. And of course, you are more than welcome. I invite you to comment below. I want to see your number one, your top two, your top 5, top 10, whatever it may be, if you are so willing to share. Okay. I had a relatively easy time doing this. Relatively easy time. There's a lot of good. There's a lot of good. There's some good things in history, which we're going to cover. And there are some just good things that are just everyday, normal things about living in America that are reasons to be prideful. So that's what I'm going to discuss. I'm excited to share my top 10 with you, and I hope that maybe you agree with some. Be great if you agree with all. But, yeah, I hope that you can think of multiple reasons to love being from here. All right, here we go. My number 10. I love the variety when it comes to living here in the United States. Every state has something different to offer, and obviously, there's a couple different entries I'm going to use this approach for. But first, kind of politically, all right. And here's what I mean by that. There are important political stances that people are must-haves, all right, for various people. Gun laws and abortion rights and unemployment insurance, not like a socialism type approach, but like taxes going to people for those in need. You have the option to go where you want to go. If there are some places where there's some people who love living in a place like New York State or love living in California. All right, those are the kind of ideal places to be. There's a lot of things. Yes, you pay higher taxes, but there's a lot of amenities. There's a lot of services that you receive on the other end of it. Some people like paying no state taxes, all right, and having freedom in a lot of other avenues, all right, like a Florida or a Texas. Okay, there's all sorts of various needs, and whatever your needs are, whatever the things are that are most important to you, you can move to a state like that. You can move to a state that reinforces that embellishes it. And this is why I like the states system so much. I'm a big proponent of state freedom. All right, I don't like big government. States' rights, state freedom, for the most part, is a very important factor to me. And it's different everywhere. Every state has different taxes, different laws, et cetera, et cetera. All right, and you are free within your financial, reasoning to go to a state that works best for you. And there's a lot of options out there. There's 50 of them. So there is that. I know that if my circumstances were a little different, I probably would not choose to live in New York. There's a lot of other easy living places that I would definitely move to. I don't like the excess of taxes, even though there is a lot of great things here. There's a lot of wonderful aspects here. It's a give or take with every single state, but I would not choose to live in New York State if I had a choice right now. But that is my number 10, is the freedom of choice to live where you'd like. My number 9. I love the various cultures that make up America. Okay, I love that every single town, city, county, state has their own cultures and traditions. All right, some are highly populated from one spot, like Louisiana, New Orleans, for example. A lot of French influence, down there, and the culture's fun. That's why millions of people go down there for Mardi Gras every year. California, they're like beach culture. All right, like I love the idea of like Venice Beach and like from back in the day, the beach workouts. Like I think that's so much fun. There's culture. There's different cultures everywhere. Food is a fun one. That's variety. Sports. Every kind of region has like an important sports where they identify with more so than other things. Traditions, so much more. And this is why my ultimate dream vacation is just a cross-country road trip, because I want to go and enjoy all of those things. I would love to go from county to county, state to state, and experience what makes those states so special, so unique. It's really it's a very cool thing, and again, that's why I love the idea of states and different laws, different cultures. So that's my number 9, is the variety of cultures that are all around here, that make the melting pot that makes America so unique and special. My number 8, it's the freedom of religion, the freedom of sexuality, the freedom of expression, all that stuff. It's amazing. There's a lot of countries that have a state religion. You're not allowed to have a certain sexual orientation. You're not allowed to express yourself in certain ways. All right, wear clothes a certain way. You're not allowed to protest a certain way. There's a lot of places in the world that are like that, and it's restrictive. It's not free. And I know this place has its quirks when it comes to those sort of things. It's definitely not perfect, but the law, for the most part, protects the rights to do that. It's it adds to the melting pot culture of it all, that we can do all of these things. We can protest, all right, within reason, peacefully protest, peacefully assemble and protest things that we don't like without things getting too out of control. It's a uniqueness that most modern countries do have, yes, and we've come a long way to get to this point. So I'm very, very proud of that, to have that ability. So that is my number 8. My number 7. Now, granted, it's ugly, it's imperfect, but as somebody who loves history, especially U.S. history, the story of the United States can't make it up in some cases. You certainly can't make it up. Every action or non-action that someone from a previous era has done can be effective or affect down the road. All right, it's the U.S. history is made up of a lot of great people, a lot of bad people, but a lot of great people, great stories of triumph, the literally chasing the promised American dream, and making things happen, progressing in the right direction. I've read so many books on U.S. history. It really is it was my favorite subject in school, and it's my favorite thing to read about, to learn about. There's always something. There's always some new caveat to learn about. And while some people like to twist things and change them to fit a certain narrative, depending on which side you are on, it's U.S. history is largely a very interesting thing, and something that I crave. I crave understanding to be a better person now. So we've come a long way in nearly 250 years. America has come a very, very long way, and there's a lot more work to do, but I'm proud of how far we've come. All right, hopefully things will continually progress in the right direction. That's my number 7. All right, my number 6. It's American ingenuity. It's inventions, things that help change the world and make it a better place. Every country, just about, has some kind of contribution to the world in hopes of changing things for the better. And America has had plenty of that. So I want to read off some. I have a source here, inventiongen.com. All right, I want to read off some of the most important inventions that America has contributed to the world, just so I have it all ready to go. All right, the light bulb. That's pretty important. We all still use light bulbs. I'm getting blinded by light bulbs, technically speaking. They're very warm. It's very hot in here, but light bulbs. All right, the telephone. It's how we all communicate. It connected all of us, for better or for worse, in some cases. The airplane is very, very important for travel. I think many of us have all been on airplanes. The assembly line, which has helped, manufacturing take bigger steps. Transistor, polio vaccine, the internet, for better or for worse, the PC, GPS, World Wide Web, which is, I guess, is a little different than the internet, simply the internet. 3D printing, which is pretty cool. And there's some other things, too. All right, there's Kodak film, Kodak invented film. All right, taking pictures, which has been a big part of my life, amongst other things. All right, amongst other things, suspension bridges, phonographs, potato chips, traffic lights, and a lot more, for better or for worse. America has paved the way for a lot of important things that sometimes we take for granted, and yeah, so that's something to be proud of there. That's my number 6. My number 5, I'm going to go back in time to history, and it is the Civil War. All right, and no, I'm not talking about the Confederates at all. I'm proud that this country was able to will itself together, and even though it wasn't perfect upon reunification post-Civil War and the Reconstruction time period, our our union held together. It eventually came back together through the will of many great leaders. All right, Abraham Lincoln, William Tecumseh Sherman, and Ulysses S. Grant. People within Abraham Lincoln's cabinet. All right, there's a lot, and just a lot of great people had to step up to preserve this union, to get it on the right track. It was a very important reset for America. And again, it wasn't perfect. All right? It took a long time for there's still a lot of issues today that stem from the Civil War, all right, that weren't addressed properly. But the fact that when it needed to happen, all right, I couldn't imagine having two countries right now and where America is today. I couldn't fathom it, and it's one of the proudest things that I can definitely say, hey, I'm a union guy. All right, I'm glad that the United States figured it out in some sense, and got to mend together a little bit. So, the triumph of the Civil War. That is my number 5. Number 4, I'm going to put nature. All right, I'm going to put the nature of our country, the United States. All right, this is something that I do not take for granted. And again, I don't love living in New York State, but the geography, a lot of the different places in nature are really quite beautiful. And it's not just New York State, it's all across the country. Various lakes, rivers, waterfalls, woods, all right, mountainous regions. All right, there's a lot to see. There's a lot to love and appreciate. And I'm grateful for those who push forward a protection of our environment. You know, the Teddy Roosevelts and so many more. Protect the parks. I love and adore that we have so much beautiful nature that we can go out and enjoy anytime we want to. I'm very fortunate to live right a few minutes away from one of the biggest waterfall, I think the biggest waterfall in North America, or if not mistaken, one of the biggest. All right, and I can go sit by a lake, sit by a river, go explore the woods anytime I want, anytime I so choose. And I'm very, very grateful that I get to live in a place with so much. And then I can go to another state and go and experience their variety of nature. So that's my number 4, is the nature of the United States, the natural world that we get to be around. My number 3 is a moment, and it's heartbreaking, but it was the last time that I felt like our country was truly unified. And it was September 11th and after September 11th. And while I'm not advocating here for what happened, but the way that our country comes together in moments of peril like that, waking up after September 11th, it was scary. I felt like the whole world had changed, and I think it's been on a not great course since then. Nonstop peril. It just life feels very noisy since 9/11. But when you wake up and everybody has flags everywhere, there's a real sense of pride in America. It didn't matter if you were blue or red, you were an American. And we all loved each other. And I don't know how we would react as a country if that were to happen today. I don't. And I don't want to see that happen. I don't want to see any more terrorist attacks. I don't want to see I legit don't want to see anybody die. I don't. But I don't know how we'd react. Would it be politicized? Would people be blaming the other side for something that has transpired? I don't know, but it certainly feels that way. But there was a great feeling of togetherness after 9/11 for a few years until George Bush and several other bigwigs in our government decided to take that togetherness and go invade a country that had nothing to do with what we were doing, at least as far as I know. Like, as far as, it had nothing to do with September 11th. Like, and it's so sad because I know a lot of people who went and served in Iraq and some of these other places, and maybe I just don't fully understand. But I really felt like that the rug got pulled out from underneath us in feeling together, in feeling united as one country, as Americans. And yeah, so that's my number 3, is that post September 11th unity that we got to experience. And I wish it didn't come at the death of thousands of Americans in the World Trade Towers or on any of the airplanes, but there was something special and magical about that time, and it was the last time that we all could feel pride to be an American. And I hope I didn't rub anyone the wrong way with the way I described it. I hope you understand where I was coming from with that. I wish it was that peaceful again. I wish we were all together again like that. So that's my number 3. The number 2 entry is the fact that I can be whatever I want. And I think a lot of people can be whatever they want to be. All right. We put these walls up. We put these borders up in front of our own selves. Like, I feel like there's a lot of people who want to feel oppressed and say that they can't do something, but they can actually do it if they really put in the work. And I know that it's getting harder and harder to achieve in this country, but every choice, good and bad, that I've made has led me to where I am at today. I've talked about this in plenty of my Mirrorless Monday videos, maybe some of my Funless Friday videos. But I have always had opportunity. And sometimes you got to work a little harder. It is what it is. That is the evolution of finding success in America. All right. I wasn't going to be a success story spending the rest of my life working at Target or flagging cars down in a parking lot by Niagara Falls. All right. If I wanted to be something greater than I already am, then greater than how I feel, then I needed to I needed to do great things. I needed to go be an amazing athlete, or go find an invention that changed the world. Go find a way, invent a way to make people's lives easier, and go through with it. I could have been anything that I wanted, and I still can to this day. I still believe that I can. If I really put in the work, I can be whatever I want to be. And that goes for a lot of other people too. And whether you feel it or not, if you put in the work, it has been proven time and time again, it does not matter your sexuality, your race, your gender, that you can be whatever it is that you want to be. So that's my number 2. And my number 1 is the American Revolution, the spirit of it. It has given us such a revolutionary, feisty personality, all right, an aura about us. The revolutionary spirit of America has never really slowed down. All right, we see it all the time. We're protesting against our own government often, but people don't understand the importance of the American Revolution. It is one of the most important revolutions in the world because it set off an age of revolution. All right, France was inspired by the American Revolution, and while it led to the Jacobins and the Reign of Terror and eventually Napoleon, they for a little while they pushed out monarchy and had things on the right track. France has had a lot of turmoil and turnover over the years. It's just a very unstable country. It has been. Central America, there was a lot of revolution in Central and South America that was inspired by the American Revolution. Suddenly people were talking about democracy or talking about establishing a republic for the people. And it's crazy when you see some of the ages of the Americans who were leading the cause. Yes, you had the Ben Franklins and George Washingtons of the world, but a lot of our, the Thomas Jeffersons, the James Madisons, the James Monroes, a lot of those folks, John Adams, they were young, and they just did it. They went out there and did the damn thing, and set us on the course for what we are today, for better or for worse. But they went out and did it. They took destiny and grabbed it by the balls and went after it. All right. The American Revolution is so critically important for the world, and especially our country. Everything that's come out of it. The Constitution being one of the most important documents in world history. How amendable it is. So instead of our country, falling apart every time something change needs to happen, we can amend our laws and become a better version of ourselves than we were before. And there's just, and the myth, the legend around the American Revolution is it's my number one and a big part of why I am proud to be an American. All right. I'm very, very proud of how far we've come. I can't say that enough. Very, very proud of what we can be, what we will be. All right. We got to stay the course. And hopefully, down the road, we'll all be better for it. Hopefully this country will be better for it. Maybe once again, it could be the shining example, a beacon of hope, as it once was, as it can still be to this day for many people. But I'm done ranting and rambling. I've talked enough. And I hope I wasn't too confusing. This was a very stressful episode to put together because I did have each and every one of your thoughts, feelings, reactions in mind. And I just hope I conveyed it in a good way. I love you all. I really do. Friday, we're going to be talking presidents. And it's a fun one for me. I hope that you all find some fun in it for yourselves. But yes, we'll be back on Friday. Thank you so much. Enjoy the week. And until next time, do you even list?